Guys, what's up, man? We are live. Anyone that's here, check in with me, man. I want to see who's here. Ooh, I need to mute this shit. Can't hear myself out. Enrique, what is up, brother? There is 8 of you today on this glorious Sunday. I think that's a record-breaking turnout. Danny, what's up, brother? How you doing, man? Thank you guys for showing up on Sunday. I'm personally outside in my backyard. This is where I do this thing. And it's hot today in LA. So I'm kind of like sweating out this motherfucker, bro. It is beautiful. It's a beautiful day out here, dude. Brad, what up? Pro fam. So I just did that show in Nevada City and had a couple of our Crow fam come through, a couple of people that were on the guest list, and it was good to finally engage that part of that tier, get people into a show. People showed up. Unfortunately, I'm not the type of dude that nowadays I don't even really come out after the shows. A lot of you guys ask me that, like, why don't you ever come out after the shows? Hey, Lisa, what up? I'm glad you made it even though you're at work. Luis, what up? You guys are showing up, my peoples. But yeah, I don't really come out after the show anymore because I'm just kind of drained, like, and it's a little, I really have to have a lot of energy after a show to come out afterwards and engage with everybody. And honestly, oh, Brad was there. Yeah, that's right, Brad. I'm glad you came through, bro. It was fun. Although we had technical difficulties that night. It was some weird shit with the mixer that was, the crowd couldn't tell, but definitely fucked with us on stage. And so our show was kind of off, but didn't really matter. Everybody was having fun, dancing. Most everybody was high. So they didn't really, nobody cared or could tell that there was anything, out of the normal going on stage. But it was super fun, man. And Nevada City is beautiful, dude. Yo, Ill Figure. What's up, dude? Ill Figure, what's your name? Because I can't see your name from here. I just see your, it might be your YouTube name. What's your actual name? Man, there are squirrels going nuts in this backyard right now. Where's everybody at? I know I ask this every time, but I like to ask where you guys are at. What city are you in? So we can do a roll call of cities real quick. Matt. Okay, got you, Matt. Thanks for being here, bro. So far, I think the most we've had on one of these chats is like 20 people. So I'm trying to see if we can get past that for once. Long Beach, Phoenix. Brian, is it hot in Phoenix? Because in LA it's hot, but not really. It's like 80 something and like beautiful. Canada in the house. Santa Rosa, Auburn. How far is that from Nevada City? Damn, 105 in Phoenix. See, I need to not complain about the heat. Sacktown in the house. Aaron, what up? Kate and Nate, what's up, guys? Modesto. We got a lot of Cali in the house, as it should be. And we got some Canadians and 25 miles. That's not bad. I flew into Oakland Airport and drove to Sacramento to pick up DJ Fresh and then to Nevada City, and that shit was a little bit of a trek, 3.5 hours, whatever. So yeah, man, you guys, I can't believe this album's about to finally come out. Friday comes out. I've been telling people it's literally like you're getting ready to give birth to a baby and you're in contractions and the contractions are lasting for a month and you just want that baby out. Like, get this baby out of me. You might have to do a C-section. Get this baby out. I'm tired of holding this baby. I'm tired of talking about the baby. I'm tired of posting about the baby. I just want the baby out. So Friday, the baby's going to come out. But first, we're dropping another video. The video's dropping Wednesday publicly, but you guys are special. You get it first. I'm dropping it on Tuesday on Patreon. And the video is for a song called Pain on the Break produced by DJ Fresh, featuring my man, The Grouch. And it is, I think you can call it a classic Genie style track because it's us rapping over a beat that's just super hard, DJ Fresh beat. And that's why we had to do a video on Lowriders, because it called for it. Couldn't do any other kind of video. It had to happen. Holly, you made it. Yay, Holly. Sean, what up, bro? Glad you guys made it. There's 20 of us. If we get one more person, we're breaking the record for the amount of people that show up. There's 480 something of us, but I think it's impossible to get all of you guys on at once. Most of us are doing different shit on different days. Sunday happened to be the day that I thought most of us could show up. Personally, I was supposed to go to a movie with my wife today, but my boys called a poker game, and it's been a month since we had a game. I think I need to go play cards with my boys. Just this little house game, but it's more about kicking it with your friends, man. And my wife is so cool. She's totally understanding about that. She's like, we'll go to the movies tomorrow. I'm like, man, you're the best. Because I've been in relationships before where if I wanted to go play poker with the dudes, she would not be cool with it. She would guilt trip me out of it. That's not the kind of relationship you want to be in, guys and ladies. Find a partner who is willing and able to share and know that it's healthy for you to have relationships with other guys and other women and friends, man. Friends are good. Yo, Vic, what up, bro? Sean, that's a good question. There's not a lot of movies that I'm pretty interested right now, but there's one that just came out Friday. I am a big horror movie buff, or, you know, sci-fi, thriller, scary movies, and, you know, probably the last good horror, I don't even like that name, but horror movie genre that came out was oh my God, now I'm blanking on the name of the fucking movie. That's not fucking right. Oh, there's like 3 of them, dude. There's 3 of them, and they're fantastic. The last one had that scary ass nun in it, and it's about that couple that goes to people's houses and people that have haunted houses and shit like that, and they're sort of loosely based on true events. And I can't remember the franchise. Somebody give me the name of the franchise. Drive me nuts. Is it Insidious? Conjuring. There you go, Danny. The Conjuring. That's been my favorite scary movies in recent times, because most of the scary movies that come out are so predictable, like same old fucking plots over and over. So a movie just came out called Hereditary. Came out on Friday. I really want to see it. It has some really good actors in it, including the woman that played the mother in Sixth Sense, who I really like. I like that actress. But that came out, so my wife and I want to go see that because she's a fan of scary movies as well. My wife she does not get scared easily by movies. She thinks shit is funny and corny. And I like to allow myself to get scared, even if it's corny or I know that it's stupid or whatever. I let myself get pulled into a movie because it's fun. She's more logical. She'll just look at the movie like, that can't happen. This is stupid. I'm like, stop, just allow it to scare you. She's hard to scare. So when something scares her, I know it's good. And there's my mom. Hi, Mom. Everybody say hi to my mom. Joe Wilkinson in the house. Yes, Sean, we got to see Hereditary. My mom would not like to go see Hereditary. She does not like scary movies. Do you, mother? Hold on. You guys are asking too many questions. Let me go back up. Somebody asked how me and my wife met. We met in real life, which is crazy. I walked into a restaurant that she works in, just randomly, thinking, I want to try this spot. Sit down, and I saw her, and I knew from the moment I saw her that she was the one. It's so corny, but it's true. Vic, hey brother, what are some techniques for crowd control? I'm trying to engage with the audience. I would get rid of the word control, because if you're trying to control the crowd, then it should always be a two-way street, Vic. Like, when you're on that stage, you want to project a vibe to the people, have them receive it in a way that they project back at you. So hopefully you're projecting love. They say, ooh, I like this dude, he's dope. They project love back at you, and you kind of share it with each other the entire time. If you visualize a sharing type of atmosphere instead of, I need you to do this for me, or the show's not going to be good, and I must control how you are, and I'm going to yell at you until you do what I need you to do. That's not very effective. I mean, some people used to pull it off back in the day. They'd be like, even fucking the Journeymen, when they were new, they were so passionate and energetic on stage that you had no choice. You needed to submit and give it up, or they'd be all in your face. And that was a tactic that worked. But it all depends on the music you have, man. Like, and if you're brand new and you're in front of crowds that don't know you, you can't expect to like get the reaction you want in the beginning. You really got to work for it. You really got to work for it. And as long as you have a smile on your face and you're confident in what you're doing, even when you might be nervous, and have eye contact with the crowd, or at least keep your eyes up, even if you're not looking at anybody in the face, and do your thing and not look down, and don't turn around, don't turn your back to the crowd. I think that's the best way, bro. Have you seen Get Out? Not really a horror, but a crazy. Yes, I've seen Get Out. Get Out was great. I thoroughly enjoyed that movie. I thought it had a super ill metaphor going on, and it was dope. You got me, Vic. But that's the best advice I can give you. Is you want to share something with the crowd. You don't want to try and control them. Shit, it's taken me a while to see it like that. Back in the days when I used to get faded on stage, my goal was to not see you. I didn't want to see the crowd. I didn't want you to look at me in the face. I didn't want you to look at me as, oh, this guy who you're looking up to in some kind of way. It was too much for me. I didn't think I was worthy of that. If you really want to get deep about it, I didn't think I was worthy of your love. So when you look at me with these eyes that are like, hey man, I love what you're doing. I love your music. Oh, I'm happy to see you here. I used to be like, stop, don't look at me. So I would drink, calm the nerves, blur my vision, didn't give a fuck anymore. Then I remember I did my first show clean. It was in 2005, or it might have been, yeah, it was probably the end of 2005. No, it was 2006. It was with Grouch. We had just put out Say Genie, or we were getting ready to put it out. And it was at the Fonda Theater in LA. And I was so damn nervous, man. I had never done a show clean. And I got up there and my attitude had changed. I no longer wanted to block you out. I was feeding off of you. I was now seeing the love in your eyes, and I internally took it in. And that's where that process began. Oh, I'm going to take this in here, use it, give it back, and we're just going to exchange the whole time. How was my show? It was good, man. I was just saying earlier that we had a couple technical difficulties, but the crowd couldn't have noticed. It was just on stage internally. We were going through some things, but you know, we've been doing this a long time, man. We just roll through it and have fun and make the best out of shit, even when the sound's not right on stage. Damn, Sean, I don't know if you've asked me this twice or if somebody else asked me about Mr. Robot, but I've heard about that show multiple times, and there's just so many damn shows that it's hard to keep up. And but I've heard a lot of good things about Mr. Robot, man. I still want to check that out. I still haven't checked out Atlanta, man, and I really want to see that show as well. But there is so. Hey, Christina, I gotta say hi to everybody. Christina's in the house right now and not later. What is your name right now and not later? I can't see your actual name. And Miss Chris. Miss Chris. My mom. I was like, Mom, what are you talking about? She does not like scary movies. That's what she must be talking about. Oh, Lisa. You said your name already over there. Okay, got you. Sorry, my bad. So what else, man? Anybody got any interesting questions for me? I'm just chilling here with you guys. This is a dirty chai latte from this place called Blue Jam in the Valley that has really good breakfast and really good chais. I do not drink coffee because I crash off of it and it drives me the fuck out. But today I was tired from the weekend. I knew I had to get on here and chat with you guys. I wanted to be conscious, awake. So I told him to put half a shot in here. So it's a little dirty chai. It's not all the way dirty chai. Yes, Mom, The Sixth Sense was great, and it was halfway scary, but not. It's not a horror movie. It was a. That's a great movie. That's probably M. Night Shyamalan's best, first and best. Are you touring after your album release, Steve? Hell yeah. The dates are not in concrete yet, but it's gonna happen, and it's probably. I'm guessing it's gonna be late August, September, October, or October, November. I'm not exactly sure yet. I'm going to be touring with another couple buddies of mine who I don't want to put it out there yet because they have not solidified it yet, but it's going to be dope, man. It's a super dope pairing, and I'm really looking forward to that, man. What's up, Brian? Damn, you guys are showing up. Brad, what are some other things you like doing with your friends other than poker? Well, these particular friends that I'm talking about are friends of mine from that I know from NA. So they're like recovery friends. So we do a lot of other shit besides poker. We, obviously I met most of these guys in the rooms of Narcotics Anonymous during meetings. So I've known them over 12 years and we travel together. We've done a whole bunch of shit together, man. But when we're home and every couple Sundays, we'll get together and play cards and just kick it. And like I said, it's mostly about being together and talking shit, fellowshipping, hanging out, more about even the gamble or whatever. But of course I love poker. I mean, shit, I'm an addict, man. We love shit like that. I just don't do it too much because I know that it's not really the best thing to be doing. Besides Grouch, which is the last legend you made a track with? It's a good question, man. But you know what? We actually made a couple legend songs like last year. Like 1, 2, 3. We made like 4 or 5, and like 2 of them are really good. One of them we've even been performing without even putting it out. So those are probably the last songs I made with any of those dudes. And those songs had everybody on them. So minus Merce. Merce was not around for that. But so that's last year was probably the last time. And none of those songs came out. So obviously it doesn't really count if you've never heard them. Will you be coming to the Phoenix area? Hell yeah, man. Yes. Yes. I'm a big fan of Phoenix and Arizona as far as you guys go and the shows. Christina, will you be with Grouch this winter? How the Grouch Stole Christmas tour? I don't know. I don't know. It's a good question. I would love to be, and it is always in the realm of possibility because I used to come on every single Grouch Stole Christmas tour except for 2. I didn't come last year, and I didn't come like 6 years before that. Amy, you made it. Wow, you're in Australia right now. Sick, dude. Amy's in Australia, guys. Everybody say what's up to Amy out in Australia. You're a sports fan, Raiders, Lakers, etc. How do you feel about the whole NFL not? This is a good question, Danny. How do you feel about the whole NFL not standing for the national anthem situation? Will you be watching this year? Oh, you know what? Because you're my family and you asked this question, I must respond. And this is very hard for me because I think it's fucking awful what the NFL is doing. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with these owners, man. Let your guys be free and express what they need to express. Like, NBA is way better about it. Like, all these guys do what they need. Like, let them do what they do. What the fuck? Why are you trying to silence these guys, man? Makes me sick. It's all about money and it's about politics and all this ugly shit. And the game, I love football, you guys. Like, why? Because I've always loved it. But in the last 10 years or so, I've been an avid fantasy football player. I love fantasy football. My wife hates fantasy football because I'm obsessed with it. You never met a more obsessed cat with fantasy football. And I fucking win, dude. I play to win. So this really hurts me because I feel bad. I feel guilty because I'm watching. I'm going to watch. I'm playing fantasy football because it makes me happy, dude. It's one of the things I look forward to every September. I fucking wait all year for this. And for them to do this, it pisses me off. And I feel guilty, honestly. Now I'm like, I'm not telling anybody I'm playing. I'm just like over in the corner looking at scores and shit. But man, the bottom line is these players, they made it. They worked so hard to play in this league that, and a lot of them supremely love what they do, and they're not going to stop playing because these owners are assholes and they're not allowing some of the guys to stand up and make statements about what they believe in. So if I'm just ignoring them playing, I mean, I don't know. It's a catch-22, bro. But I'm gonna watch, man. Don't hate me. I'm gonna watch because I'm a fiend. I'm sorry. I don't know if I made a good enough case for that, dude. Danny, do you understand, man? Do you feel me at all? My brother, the Attic Collector. You made it, brother. Thanks for being here. Now there's 32 people. We have broken a record. That's amazing. Okay, Danny, at least you're kind of torn too. And Holly, yes, it's fucking bullshit. It's so stupid. It just makes me, it literally makes me nauseous to think about it. Yeah, it's all about control, Vic, exactly. We must control these men, these grown-ass men, because they're not allowed, they have to fit in with, it's like, and I know not all the coaches and all the owners feel that way, but, you know, enough of them were stood together. Maybe all the owners feel that way, actually. But I know not all of them do. And we'll see what happens. I bet a lot of guys don't come out of the locker room during the anthem because I wish they would fucking get in their thick skulls that it's not about the anthem, dude. It has nothing to do with patriotism or, you know, supporting our armed forces or anything like that. Nothing to do with that. I don't want to get all hyped up on that, guys. I do want to share that with you. Bryce, I see your comments, bro, so you're getting it working. Josh, what up, man? Welcome. Eli, what's up? Eileen, you made it. You guys made it. So happy. Hey, G, that's a good idea. Attic Collector says, just don't watch the anthem, only the game. No problem with that. Fuck the anthem. Don't need to watch it. All my heart and support always has gone to the armed forces, doing things that I could never contemplate doing. And I just must make that known that that's exactly how I feel. I've, you know, even my mom and I made a song about all the people that, especially people that listen to my music that serve and have served and had my music over there in you know, protecting our country and putting their lives at risk for us. So I'm in complete support of that. But just connecting the national anthem to that is just, just doesn't make sense, man. It's just a freaking song, dude. It's just dumb. Brian, yes, please come to the show. You guys, serious public announcement right now. If you live in a 200-mile, fuck that. If you live in a 500-mile radius of Los Angeles, you've got to come to the show. July 14th at the Roxy. My record release party. I am always so nervous about throwing my shows there. This is now the third time I've done a show. The first time was the last show on the 80 Hertz tour, and you guys showed up. It was beautiful. It was almost sold out, but didn't sell out. Second time I did a show was with Grand Tapestry, just a standalone show. It was people there, but it was nowhere near as filled as 80 Hertz. Now, of course, I know Grand Tapestry is a totally different beast, and we're still a new group, and you know, we're building. But the venue was like, they consider it an Eligh show, so they're like, So next time I hit them up, they're like, they look at the numbers. Grand Tapestry didn't do that great. I don't know. So here I am. They're like, all right, Eligh again, let's do it. So here it is, July 14th. If you guys don't show up this time, Roxy's going to be like, go to a smaller room, bro. And I try not to think about things like this in numbers. You guys know when I left that emo-ass message on Patreon that I was feeling down about the pre-sales because they were really low. And yeah, it was a month and a half or more in advance, but I just want so much to fill that room with you guys and just celebrate this album that I've been waiting to give birth to for a couple of years now, working on it for a couple of years. So you live in San Diego, definitely if you live in Orange County, Pomona, fucking any of the surrounding LA areas. If you live in the Bay, now that's a hard one. Can't ask for my Bay Area people to come, but if you can, Santa Barbara, all the surrounding areas, you guys got to come down. Man. Please come down. Let me go back to watching. Bryce says, so Grouch being in Maui, you can tell his sounds are changing for the better. When you're out on the island, does your thought process change a bit, and have you wrote songs out there? Yes. Grouch and I wrote the entire 333 album that's a part of Tortoise and the Crow out there. The whole album was written out there. Maybe a couple songs were done started by him or I in separate places. But I went out to Maui and stayed with him for a month, and we recorded all of that music. And yeah, I believe Maui, the location of where you are has an effect on your music, and especially when you're somewhere like Maui. The album Classic, Living Legends, was all recorded on Maui as well. Now, we were a bunch of crazy hooligans at that time, and, you know, I was on Maui getting dope sick and, like, sneaking out and, you know, hunting pills down on that island. So that was a totally different time, and it was a terrible time, put it that way. So I couldn't say that it totally affects what music comes out of you, because it's really, music is an internal thing. But when you're as clear-minded and in a space where everything is, when you're open to everything around you, then location could definitely change. It can definitely change the music. Enrique, thank you, bro. I'll see you there. David, you right on that one. Luis, I'll see you there. Ashley, you came to that 80 Hertz show. Yeah, that was a good one. Dem Atlas was at that show. That was a great show. That one I had laryngitis. I'd never had laryngitis before. And Dem actually caught it halfway into the tour. And I was like, oh, man, I just know when you're on tour with somebody in the same van, somebody gets sick, it's just bound to happen, especially when you're both lyricists. And what happens? I got laryngitis, and it was so painful, like barely swallow shit. And I was at the Roxy. I popped probably 6 Advil and got on the stage, rocked it, and then I was at the hospital the next day. It's like antibiotics, and it took a minute to get, you know, and I don't take antibiotics anymore. Like, I only take it with something that's really getting bad and not getting better, and that was one of those times. It was bad, dude. But that show was great. That show was great. Oh, good question, my friend G, Addict Collector. Any special guests gonna be at the Roxy? Frick yes. Frick yes. I'm not gonna frickin' tell you though, because that would suck. But I've been collecting guests. I've been Addict Collector. I've been saying, hey, can you show up? Hey, can you show up? Yes. Okay, cool. You. I'm trying to get everybody possible that makes sense to be there. So you definitely got to come up to that one. What up, Big Cash? Nice to have you, bro. Yes, Mom. I agree. My mom was very excited about the Eagles declining to go to the White House, which I was like, right on, Eagles. I love that. I love when teams do that shit. Like, fuck you, not coming. Fuck the White House. Fuck the guy that's in it. So that was great. David, are you gonna be coming to Maui much now that Grouch is leaving? Is your wife from Hawaii? Yeah, that's one of the bummer things about Grouch leaving, is that I went so many times over the last 10 years because he lived there. And now that he left, you know, he is very sad that he's leaving Maui. And there's no way he's not going to be over there a few times. And when he goes, I'm trying to go. So hopefully we'll end up going more, because he'll miss it. And I'll be like, let's go do some G&E shows. And I'll be like, all right, let's go. I'm so down. My wife is not from Maui. My wife is from LA, but she wants to be from Maui. You know, we've gone there now 4 times together. We got married there. We love that place. And she's like, when are we moving? I'm like, not yet. Gotta hustle. Too much hustle to do. But I think eventually I would love to be there. Bryce. Danny. Yes. David, yeah, my mom is, hey man, she's been one of my biggest supporters from day one. if you listen to one of my podcasts, I think I talked about she was the one that she printed up a bunch of she printed up a bunch of color copies on that thin cardboard paper for me to cut out my As They Pass tapes for the first album, and I didn't have any money back then, and for her to give me that as a present was really cool because she always had my back, even when she kicked me out at 17 because I was acting like an idiot and didn't want to get a job and didn't want to go to school and driving her nuts, and she kicked me out, and it was all meant to be, man. So love you, Mom. Danny, yes, Grouch is moving back to LA. It's been 10 years and my man is coming back. I think it looks like we're going to be living 1 minute away from each other, which is really dope. That means a lot more G&E action, man. And when we lived close to each other, a lot more shit got done, a lot more short shows happened, a lot more new music got made. So if you're a fan of G&E in any way, get ready for some more of that. You should be juiced on him moving to LA. Thank you, Eileen. Sean, I guess you guys, by the way, I'm looking at a screen that is a little bit ahead of you. So some of your questions are coming in a tad late. So I'm not going to answer. Get out of here, fly. Yes, G, going to be beats for days, bro. Beats for absolute days. That's one of the things Grouch was talking to me about the other day. He was saying how being in Maui, he did not produce as much music as he did in the past because it's hard to when you're distracted by the beauty and the outdoors, and you don't want to be indoors when you're in Maui. You want to be at the beach. You want to be camping. You want to be hiking. You want to be at the waterfalls. You want to be out. You don't want to be locked in a studio. But in LA, he used to be locked in the studio all the time. So believe me, that guy's output is going to rise, and he's going to be making a lot more beats. He hasn't been making beats that much in the last 10 years. So when he comes back here, man, you guys can expect a lot more. Oh, man. So, yeah, speaking of G&E, I'm very excited to drop that video on Wednesday. My homie Encrypt, who does all of Revery's videos and photos, and if any of you guys follow Reverie, you probably know who Encrypt is, and she's a very talented young lady, and I'm very honored to be working with her, and we've now done 2 videos together, both of which are going to come out in the next month. So the one with Grouch comes out on Wednesday, and for you, it comes out Tuesday, my Patreon folks. For the Crow fam, it comes out Tuesday. For the rest of the world, it comes out Wednesday. And the Reverie video will probably be around the end of June, which is perfect because it leads into the show on July 14th, where Reverie and where she's obviously performing with me, opening up, and it's gonna be a fun show, man. I just pray everybody shows up, and I hope you guys love this video. Yeah, that's true. That's true, G. But yeah, man, super looking forward to it. See, that dirty chai got me dried out already. Seriously. So all the merch is almost showed up. All the merch is almost here. We got my t-shirts came, CDs came, obviously. Most of the stickers came. 1 sticker left that's not done yet. The hats came. We're missing the vinyl and 1 sticker. And so I believe the vinyl is supposed to show up Wednesday, which is last minute. So all you vinyl bundle buyers, it's going to come to you after the album comes out, obviously, but you can never, it's really hard to gauge vinyl. Like they can never give you a straight answer on when it's going to come in. It takes so long, and they're never accurate with their expected due dates. So it's coming. But you know, like everybody that bought, this is what I decided to do. Everybody that bought the bundle, both bundles, actually the vinyl bundle, sorry. Everybody that bought the vinyl bundle, I'm gonna give you guys a free digital copy of the album because it's only right that you have the album on the day it comes out. I don't want you to have to wait for it, unless most of you bought it on iTunes, which is fantastic. If any of you haven't bought it on iTunes, I would love for you to go buy it, and if nothing, then to just leave a rating or whatever, because for whatever reason that shit helps. I don't know what it does. I think it it helps boost things up into people's vision. It's an aggregate that'll push it in front of people, put it on, on the top of lists, and get it to be seen by other people. Dude, G, yes, vinyl, bro. Bro, double vinyl, G. Double vinyl. I have never printed up double vinyl, ever. This will be my first double vinyl. And I listened to the test pressing, and the shit sounds magnificent, like better than any vinyl I've ever had. Like quality-wise, oh, man, I can't wait, dude. Enrique, good question. Is the old school design hat with the eye going to come out in your store after the album drops? I've been wanting that hat for years. Yes. You know what? That hat in particular, I'm going to make, I had it in my mind, I want to make like a rainbow of them. Like, so a green one, a blue one, a red one, a yellow one, a fucking purple one, all the colors of that eye hat. And it's going to be just laid out on the store. I can't wait. I have to get some of this money back, make some money back, and then I can start ordering merch. And I probably won't be able to order every single color at once. But that hat is going to be a staple of the store. If there's anything that sticks around and doesn't, that's going to be one of the things, because I really like that hat, and that design is like a part of my history. The third eye, the eye of Ra, or whatever. Am I going to sell the test pressing? Gee, you always want, your name isn't the Attic Collector for nothing. Maybe I'll hold it for a special person. We'll see. I have a couple of them, so I'll probably sell one of them, like maybe at one of my trunk sales that I'll do in the future. But yeah, David, double vinyl, bro. Might want to grab one. And I'm not, a lot of them are gone. There's going to be some available when the album drops, but I don't know how long those will last. So make sure you guys get yours before they're gone, because I only have 300, and about half of those are gone already. And or more. So, oh wow, it's 39 of you now. It's a new record, guys. Any therapy at 3 vinyl, Danny says. Not as of yet, Danny. We didn't make vinyl for that album, but you never know as far as repressings go. I would actually like to make vinyl of a few different albums that never had vinyl. But vinyl's so expensive, it takes so long. It's just a process, man. Did you record As They Pass in the summertime? I have no clue, bro. It doesn't feel like it, though. I feel like it was fall. But I couldn't even remember. It could have been March for all I know. I do not recall when that was. That is something that my memory cannot pull up. Gee, you are a fool, man. Brian said, would love to know more about the making of Enigma. Well, you know what? People have brought this up on this video chat previously about Enigma, talking about it, asking about it. And to be honest, it's one of my personal favorite albums. Sideways Days and Enigma are probably 2 of my favorites, because Enigma was such a painful time for me, as far as my drug use being at its like tip-top worst. And it was like pretty much right before I got clean when I put that out, and life was dark. It was not good, and you can feel it on that album. It's heavy vibes on there, and there's a lot of samples, all the samples that I use from Gremlins, the movie The Gremlins, and all the random shit I have on there that just makes it super unique. And the fact that I was able to that I put all those instrumentals together with the songs, which felt lazy at the time. That was like an album that I kind of threw together. Like, it wasn't even like a planned thing. It was like, I want to put this album together and have something to sell. And it ended up being one of my favorites. So it's a trip, dude. Triz, you made it. Hi, Triz. I'm having a good weekend, yeah, so far. Yeah, G, that's what I'm talking about. That's a cool service. Like there's services that allow you to order vinyl, and depending on if enough people order it, then it gets made, and you don't even have to pay for it. You also don't make that much money off it, but at least the vinyl gets out there for people. So that's a good way to do it without having to put all that money down. So I think I'm going to try one of those services for sure. I'm just not sure on which album or when. Eli said the first time I found that on YouTube, it was summer, so it gave me that vibe. Well, hey, bro, if As They Pass was a summer album to you, no need to change that. Keep it a summer. And yes, Danny, Traveling Matt was one of my favorite songs, and it was a sample from oh my god, why am I blanking? I got hot brain right now, heat brain. Leonard Cohen and I'm Your Man was the album, and I sampled that song. My mom had been playing that album since I was a kid, and so I always loved that melody, and I wanted to sample it since I was a kid, and I did on Traveling Matt, and that's what makes that song one of my favorites. It's the vibe of the sample. Vic said, "What's a good source for samples rather than YouTube?" Oh, I never sample from YouTube unless I'm desperate, unless that's the only place I can. Uh, I've just recently, Vic, I just bought a turntable and a mixer, and I've been sampling records again. And I go to the dollar bin at Amoeba, dude. Like, get the records people are throwing away that people don't want, that are random, that are fucking people that you never heard of, and that's where you find some ill shit. And the best thing that for me is to take a sample and flip it so hard that the person that made it couldn't even tell that was their shit. And that's the way you take some raw analog sound and infuse it into your beats, which always brings it a certain kind of life and energy that only digital sounds could not. And occasionally I'll find loops that I'm just like, I just gotta loop the whole thing. I just got to do it and rap over it, and that's okay, man. I mean, the best thing about being underground, independent, and not that big is that I get away with sampling shit like that. Nobody's fucking with me. Nobody cares. But I've had one cease and desist. It was on Grey Crow. Here's a little mystery for you guys. Have any of you ever noticed that Grey Crow started off with that song with Pigeon John, and then all of a sudden Pigeon John's song was off the album, and it was another song that replaced it? That's because I got a cease and desist letter because I sampled a very popular band, and that song that I sampled was actually big at the time. Like I just thought I could get away with anything, and somebody heard the song and they found out, and the record label hit me up or the manager and said, you need to take that song off your album or pay for the use of the sample. And I remember like being like, fuck, because I love that song. That was one of my favorite songs. I love the beat, honestly. And and what happened was I asked how much, and they told me some ridiculous number, like $15,000 or something. I'm like, man, I don't have that kind of money. I don't make that kind of money. My music is not that big. Like, I don't sell that many copies. And then they were like, all right, well, fuck you then, take it off. And what's funny is the band itself, I think might have been Band of Horses, actually. I can't remember who the sample was, but they loved the song. They thought it was dope. They're like, oh, we like what he did with that. But it was the management and the label that said, no, take it off. So it had to be taken off. I've been thinking about bringing Basic to the Roxy, man. I would like to have him come rock a song with me, dude. That's my dude, man. Still raw as can be. Bryce says, you have any way to purchase WAV files from you, possibly even past albums? I have a whole shitload of albums on my web store ready to go for when the web store is activated, which will be soon after the album comes out. Like, if not that day, the day after. And Righteous Brothers is on there. And I believe they are waves, bro. I believe they are waves. I believe all the files that I uploaded to Squarespace are waves. So it should be pretty fun to have some of those albums back in stock. David, what's it like when you rehearse? You know what, man? I rehearse so damn much because it's important to me to do a good job during a live show. I want to make sure I do my best always. And when I rehearse, it allows me to let go and be present on stage and not think about lyrics and all that. Even if I fumble over something because the sound's not right in my left ear and something fucks me up, I still can find my way back because I practice so much, like muscle memory, right? But knowing that I rehearse a lot, rehearsal gets boring, bro. It gets so boring. It's hard for me to push through a rehearsal. I get there, set up, and I'm just like, oh, I gotta do this shit again. Like, I try and have a little tea to give me some pep or whatever, but sometimes, man, it's difficult. Sometimes you catch me drinking half a damn Red Bull just to get up to do the rehearsal, and that's terrible. Red Bull is so bad. And I really do not do that, but sometimes I'll do it because it gets boring, dude, doing the same shit over and over. But you guys, we're getting close to 500 people. We are 11 away, unless somebody dropped off since we've been on here. We're 11 people away from 500, which means I'm going to be streaming a live show for you guys, which will be very fun. I believe I'm going to do it on here. I think I'm going to do it on here. It has to be on here. So get ready for that. Of course, I'll let you know when and where and what time and all that good stuff. But it's gonna be dope. I'm gonna do a full set for you guys, and pause in certain spots and look at your questions and just have fun like that. Speaking of live stream, can we have requests? Bryce, you can have as many requests as you want, and I will try my hardest. The only way I wouldn't be able to do your request is if I don't have the track on the computer, and I don't have a lot of tracks, bro. Like, imagine if I had all the tracks ever that I've ever done. It'd be impossible. I wouldn't even have enough room. It'd be impossible to find. It was like, I've done a lot of songs, man, and I don't know all those songs. There's no way I could. I mean, it's possible to retain all that information, but I don't know all the songs. So when you ask me a random song, like off even Say Genie or something, and I've never performed it, cases I probably don't know the song, and I don't have the instrumental. But I have a lot of shit, so hopefully when you guys are watching and you have a request, I actually have the song. David said, "Get My God song ready." Oh yeah, I got that in the chamber for you, buddy. Holly, you saw that. Holly said, "I remember the Living Legends show in Portland last year when Grouch pissed you off and you went off stage for a second. I can always tell you put a lot of work into your craft." You saw that, man. I wondered if people noticed. I was like, how could they not notice? I hadn't got pissed off at somebody on stage like that since early 2000s when we'd be all drunk on stage and fucking with each other. And obviously this was last year and nobody was drunk and we were in Portland. And what it was Grouch, because I have in-ears on. I have in-ears in my ears when I perform. So during Mind Over Matter, Grouch, and he didn't do this on purpose. He just was hype and into the song, and he thought he was getting the crowd hype, but he kept saying, "Eligh," during my verse. I'm rapping, "Eligh," in my ear, hella loud. And he did it the fourth time, and I took my in-ears off and just turned around and stared at him like, "What are you doing?" And they're like looking at me like, "What?" And then I felt ridiculous because I got really pissed off, and I needed to cool off, and I started walking off. And Grouch grabbed me like, "What? What's wrong? What did I do?" I'm like, "Just let me go, bro. Let me get off the stage." It was awkward and funny, man. It was like a flashback to when we were younger and used to get in arguments on stage and shit. But it was all good. It was funny though, man. I don't like when motherfuckers fuck up my flow, man. Because I like to come off the best I can, Holly. So yes, I take it so serious. I do. Maybe I shouldn't take it as serious because yes, I want to be good, and there's never perfection. So I'm not trying to be perfect, but I like to put on a good show, and I like to do my best. And even when I fuck up, I need to let that go because we're all human and we all have lapses and fuck up. And It's like, you guys don't care. You guys are at the show and you're feeling the beat, and I fumble over some lyrics. So you probably don't even notice that shit. It's like, I need to be easy on myself a little bit. You know what I mean? Yeah, Holly. It was funny though. Bryce, I don't need to rehearse first contact, bro. I got you. Got you. Kate and Nate, have you ever done a collab with Alchemist or a chill sesh? Man, I've never done a song with Alchemist. You know how bad me and Grouch want to do is rap over Alchemist beat? You know what? That's a good fucking... Al would be down to hook me and Grouch up with a beat. So I think we need to pursue Alchemist beat for Genie. I think that's on the horizon. Thank you for bringing that up. Add a collect. Gee, you're crazy. Got to bring Log Cabin out on vinyl or CD. Man, that would be epic. I only got them in tape. Here's the problem, bro. The only copies of that music that exist is on generations of dub tapes. There is no quality. There is quality versions of it, but it's held by someone, and I don't know who. I think it was held by the guy that owned the studio that we recorded in and never paid, and he held that for ransom. And we were all kids. We couldn't afford it. So that guy, whoever his name was, I can't even remember, he probably has that shit hostage, man. So that shit ain't coming out, buddy. Natalie. Hi, Natalie. Natalie said, do another song with K-Flay. Nat, have you noticed that K-Flay has blown the fuck up? She is doing her thing. And she has been working her ass off for the last 5 years to get there. And there she is. She got signed to a label. They put her on the road constantly. She put out some sick-ass quality music. And there she is. She's blowing up, dude. So reaching out to K-Flay is not what it was 10 years ago. It's not the same. So it'd be cool to do a song with K-Flay, but I would not presume to think that she would want to do a song with me anymore. Although, you know, K-Flay and I were, at one point there was an idea of K-Flay, me, and Greaves were going to do an album together. And it was my idea, and I had them both agreed, and it just never made it happen. That would have been dope. But, you know, I'm so happy for K-Flay, dude. She is doing her thing. It's amazing to watch. I could imagine her winning a Grammy someday, because she's that talented. And she's killing it. Natalie said, let's make that happen. I have to have a worthy song for her to jump on. And that's the thing. When you hold on, somebody asked me a question up here. Danny, oh yeah. Danny said, I know there's some things going on with Gaslamp Killer at the moment, but we'd love to see a collaboration someday. He's a good dude, man. You know, when I heard about those allegations, I was like, ooh. But it was really difficult for me to imagine that guy that I know doing anything like that. But my intuition told me was what happened was they were all drunk. They were all fucking lit, faded, whatever you want to say, like completely wasted. They all went up to the room. They all started fucking around. Maybe one of them was in and out, just like eyes rolling back of the head, but everybody's so faded, nobody notices. You know, dude, in my younger days, we were all acting a fool, that shit happened, dude. Like, people were just faded beyond comprehension. And so, you know, it was just like, it was sad to see happen, you know. And he now is suing. He got permission from the court to sue the people that accused him because they pulled their accusations out. They took back their story, and the judge granted him the right to sue for damaging his reputation. I forgot what it's called. And the judge and courts don't do that, man. They don't allow you to countersue unless you're worthy of, if you had a worthy case. So anyway, dude, I hope he makes his way back, because he is a good guy, man. He's not the type to do some shit, because if he was, I would not be supporting him at all. And I would never say anything like I just said, because I totally support the movement of women telling their stories and not being held back or fearful of sharing what's happened to them at the hands of ridiculously sick and idiotic men in the world. So right on to all the women standing up for themselves, because fuck that. There's no place anymore in this world. But yeah, Danny, it bummed me out too. But I think he's gonna make his way back. But his reputation's been damaged. I mean, something like that comes out, and it's scary, dude. I mean, honestly, I mean, it could have happened to any of us. Somebody could come out of the closet from 20 years ago and say, "Yo, he did this to me." I'm like, what? Like, it's scary. But anyway, I tend to think if you're a good human being and you are good to other people, even in times where you were wasted out of your mind, that you should be all right. You know what I mean? You did a live show, Ashley. You did a live show a few months ago on IG. I think you were just messing around. Caught me off guard and made my night. It was refreshing. Thankful you're humble like that. Ah, thank you, Ashley. Well, as you noticed, I was doing quite a few of those live shows on Instagram and Facebook, but I stopped a few months ago because I wanted to save it for you guys only. I wanted to make it special. So now the first one will be at when we hit this 500 number, which is fantastic. So I'm really excited about that. I think it's going to be in the next few days. So curious. All right, here we go. We got 42 of you. When I'm ready to do this live stream of a show, a 1 hour set, what day of the week and what time of day? Let's not get too specific. What day of the week is best for you guys? Let's just start a count off. Let's see how many of you pick what day. Now I'm assuming it's going to be Saturday and Sunday. During the week is kind of funny. So let me know, man, which day is best, and we'll count them up as far as here. We'll put it on Patreon as well. Vic comes with Tuesday. Oh, Vic, I think you're going to be outvoted on that one. 2 Saturdays, 2 Sundays. Sunday. Justin, S day. That could be Sunday or Saturday. Sunday. I feel you, Vic. You're a restaurant owner, Vic, but if you have to work and I do it on a Sunday, say, you could put it in the back in the kitchen or something and have me up, so you'd be able to watch. Plus, I think I'll try and leave it up on YouTube just in case you guys don't get to watch it, and you can rewatch it or whatever. If it's after the 15th, it doesn't matter for me. Summer's off. Holly, nice. Looks like Sunday, guys. I think it's going to be Sunday. What Sunday? I'm not sure yet. Saturday for you is Sunday for me. So you're Saturday. Amy, you're confusing the shit out of me. Oh, man, that's funny. That's probably going to be a Sunday, though, honestly. Sounds like that's the best day to do it. We'll pick a Sunday, set it up. Maybe it'll be in the middle of the day. I think that's best. Somewhere around 2, like a afternoon show. Gee, I know your hours are fucked up, dude. Probably not going to be able to do it Friday. Most of you guys are Sunday. But gee, I'm gonna leave it up. Like, I'm gonna leave the link up so you guys can check it out even if you miss it. And you know, this won't be the only one ever. We'll set it up so there's some more going on. Did you guys see the tiers that I added in the last few weeks? Like, at first, I went up to the $50 tier and I stopped. But I was like, why am I stopping there? I made a $100 tier. I made a $500 tier. I made a $1,000 tier, and I made a $10,000 tier. It's crazy. But I didn't make some just outlandish shit. I added some really cool shit to those tiers, man. I wonder if we'll ever see somebody do the $9,999 tier, which is basically, I will come to your motherfucking house and do a full show in your living room and draw an original piece for you, frame it, and bring it to you in your house, in your living room, present it to you, do a show for you and your dog in the living room. My friend Ian was like, I'm gonna buy that tier and you're gonna rap for my dog and I'm just gonna leave. I'm like, all right, no problem, whatever you want. Or if you're getting married and you want me to rap at your wedding, which I've done before, I'll do that. But yeah, Natalie, but it's no joke, man. I mean, dude, the coolest thing about that, the 10K one, besides me coming to your house and performing or your wedding or whatever, is actually the original framed art piece that comes with it as well. So, like, when you calculate it up, it's actually super dope. And then there's one of the tiers I put, we meet once a month and have dinner and kick it and like talk, and instead of like just a phone call, we hook up and in person and shit. So Danny said, let's all pitch in, party at my house. That's dope, dude. Holly, it's not hilarious, it's amazing. Somebody's gonna do it. You guys, somebody's gonna do it one day. And I'm gonna be like, guys, whoever does it, unless it's somebody's wedding, I'm gonna ask, can all our patrons come to your house? Can we all party? Because that would be fucking dope. And believe you me, when we get to 1,000, we're doing a show for you guys only. I'm gonna pick a venue, and you guys are gonna fly in from all over the place, and we're all gonna meet each other, and it's gonna solidify the family even more than ever. I'm so looking forward to that, dude. So looking forward to that. Bryce, you're right, bro. I'm telling you, you guys just check out all those tiers if you haven't, because they're pretty cool, man. And I keep thinking of more shit, and it's like we're only 3 months in. Enrique, of course it'll be in LA. I live in LA, so it has to be in LA. My hookup, like I could probably find a venue out here that won't charge me to do the party, because if we do the show for just us, I'm obviously not charging you guys, so the venue can't make any money. So I got to find a place that'll do it for free, basically. But yeah, man. Holly, I feel you. Yeah, rapid to your dog. Let's just imagine if you really did that. You know what? I love my dog. I'm balling out of control. I just want you to rap for my dog for an hour. I'll give him his toy and some treats, and you just set up and rap to my dog, man. I'll do it. I got you. No problem. I have a good question for you all. This is going to sound complicated. It's not a question. It's actually what we're going to do, because we're now at the month. I think we're at, what are we at? Month 3 officially. So 3 art pieces, 3 songs besides that bonus song. So next month, the oldest song and art piece is going to switch off to a new tier. I'm going to form a new tier. It's going to be a $15 tier. Why would you do that, Eli? Why are you making a $15 tier? Because I wanted to make a tier where one of the main things that I'm adding to it is access to all the old songs and older art pieces that all of you have already, because you've been here. And it's not fair to me for someone to join 6 months down the line from now, where you guys have been a part of it for 6 months straight, and someone jumps in for $5 and grabs 6 months worth of songs and art. And some of them, I'm not saying this is really like a 0.001% of people will come in and take all the art and songs and then cancel their prescription, cancel their pledge, which I feel like I've had 1 or 2 people do that, and it hurts my feelings, but whatever. I mean, it's going to happen. But the point being, I don't think it's fair that somebody who just comes in has access to everything right off the bat. So what I'm going to do is form a new tier, $15, right? So people that join at 15 have access to the older stuff. Otherwise, if they join at 5, they have to stay for a couple months before they can access the old stuff. I'm still trying to work it out. It's not going to be perfect, but I'm trying to figure this shit out, because I just want it to be fair. I want it to make sense. And we're doing so much, like I'm putting so much and offering so much that it's hard to keep track of everything. And me and David are really trying to work it out. So, so when you guys see that happening, for instance, if one of you guys did not have a chance to download all the first songs and the first art, and we do make that $15 tier, and all of a sudden that owl and the first song has a little lockbox on it and says $15 patrons only, and you're a $5 patron, you're like, wait a minute, I didn't even get to download that. Just tell me, just message me, and I'll get you the link, no problem. Like, most of you should hopefully have downloaded the art and the songs already, which, by the way, guys, a lot of you have had problems downloading the songs and the big art files on your phone. That's because you can't. I don't know about you, but I got an iPhone, and And iPhones don't let you download shit, man. That's what I hate about them. So you, especially the big art files, it's a huge file, dude. You have to download it on your laptop or your tower at home, and everything should be a-okay that way. And if you download the songs on your laptop, you could feed it to all your devices, as you know. So that's the way to do it if you ever get stuck with that. And if any of you ever have any concerns, questions, or you don't understand something, you can always message me. Right now it's crazy, especially when I do shows. Like you guys were commenting and leaving a bunch of asking me questions during Thursday when I traveled to the Bay and Friday during the show day, and I didn't respond to a lot of you, and I felt a little guilty about that because I like responding to every single comment and message you guys leave me. But when I'm doing shows, I'm kind of away from my phone. I can't really interact with it because, I have nerves. I'm a little anxious. I'm like getting in the zone, and I be staring at a screen. So forgive me when I'm doing shows or when stuff is happening like this album coming out. I won't be as interactive as I normally will be because I plan to fully be engaged with you guys for the rest of the year. You know what I'm saying? Like right now is a crazy busy time. But thank you, Amy. David said, what happened to my finger? I just like sliced my finger, small cut, but it keeps rubbing up against everything I touch and like getting like just hurts, man. It's like I need to cover it up, put some Neosporin to get that shit better. But I hope that you guys that makes sense to you guys, man. Just trying to make it right, make it work. But I think you guys are all very reasonable, and you feel me, and you think that I'm probably doing the right thing. So, Amy, you're so psyched on Patreon because you realize that my music has been a big part of your life for 15 years, but hardly contributed $1 to your pocket, and that's not right. Well, little do you know, you guys just listening to my stuff, even if you downloaded every single thing illegally, still means a lot to me because it allowed me to penetrate your lives, and it allowed this Patreon thing to work because of what Amy just said, that all the work and emotion and energy that I put into my music somehow has gotten to you, and you feel close to me in some way. And now I'm able to take it to the next level. And that's why I always thought that this would work really well for me because of you guys and the type of listeners that I have specifically. So that's why this means the most to me, man. G, have a good night. Our man G, he works the night shift at his job, so he's going to sleep now. So have a good night, bro. Kate and Nate, next chat in the studio. Well, I'm moving, guys. So check this out. The house that I live at is actually Grouch's house. He bought this house 18 years ago. And we recorded at this house, we recorded No More Greener Grasses. We recorded Living Legends songs. There's a lot of music's been made here. And now that he's moving back from Maui, he's coming back to this house. So my wife and I are moving in July, late July. And so, yes, it's quite possible. The next chat will be in, okay, no, it won't. But the chat after that can be in the studio. This studio is pretty dark. It doesn't have a lot of light. So it'd be hard for you guys to see me. I don't really like the light in there. But Kate, when I move, we can chat in the studio as long as I got good light in there. Anyways, y'all, man, it's been an hour and some change, and I think I got to get off of here and go eat some stuff and chill and enjoy the rest of my Sunday. I hope you guys are satisfied with our chat, dude, and I hope that $15 tier thing made sense. Of course, I'll polish it up and explain it more on Patreon, and hopefully we don't lose any more family members. God, I hate losing people. It hurts. I've been grinding real hard. Some of you have gotten DMs from me, and you're already members of the family, and I'm still like, hey, just hitting up everybody. And I apologize if I hit you up. It's just because I'm grinding so hard, and I can't really distinguish who's who, and I see little circles, and I can't see faces, or even some of your names are not your names on Instagram. So I'm just grinding, trying to build the family, trying to get us to 1,000, trying to go past that. But you guys have a great day and night. Enjoy your Sundays with your fam or with your spouses and your peeps. And seriously, love you guys, man. I don't say that in a light way because you are the reason I'm able to continue to do what I do because you care. Peace, love. Go see a scary movie. Go love on your wife, your hub. Do your thing. And I'll see you guys soon. And to all the $50 pledgers, my phone callers, I'll be hollering soon for us to set up phone calls. Peace, guys. Much love.